Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Now, this is a release from Moser Cie for 2025. It is the Endeavour Perpetual Calendar Smoked Salmon. It's obviously an Endeavour. It is less obviously a perpetual calendar, but the smoked salmon nomenclature immediately makes sense. Previously deployed on the Streamliner, the smoked salmon fumé fade dial from Moser Cie of Schaffhausen, Switzerland, includes elements of gold, brown, amber, bourbon, whiskey. All of those things are appetizing. And the watch itself in white gold here, you can see it's a 42 millimeter case size, and then in profile I measure it 12.3 millimeters thick, a 48.3 from lug-to-lug with a 20 millimeter spacing in between the lugs. Now the nice thing about these is that the case profile features a cambered and curved case back, so although it's a large watch for a dress timepiece, it fits quite easily. You can see the lugs wrap nicely around my wrist, and my wrist is 16 centimeters circumference. The lugs are not near the edge of my wrist, so I could wear this even on a slightly smaller wrist. Let's say this will wear just fine on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters circumference. Taking a look in profile, it's fairly flat with a concave bezel all the way around. It will slide under a dress cuff. We've got a lovely, very raw, minimally tanned kudu leather strap, and then calfskin on the bottom. You can see Moser uses curved spring bars. The strap can be close hauled to the case, and the lugs can be drilled far inboard, but with no impediment to the motion. Taking a look, we got a monotone stitch, a little bit of bolstering to add volume. We've got an edge that is cut and lacquered for refinement. Taking a look underneath, we've got a combination of a white gold pin buckle and a white gold case. This is all gray gold. It's the type of white gold that's 18 karat white all the way through and does not need to be rhodium plated. You can see the Moser logo. We've got a combination of satin and a polished bevel. And then the case, deeply sculpted. You can see these recesses, concaves that are mirror finished. Moser cases are first machined and then hand finished, and that's necessary to get these deep interior hollows mirror finished. There's vertical satination and profile. We've got a little pusher adjuster here that adjusts the leap year phase indicator. The little triangular index indicates the current phase of the leap year cycle. And Andreas Streller, who designed this calendar system for Moser, reasoned correctly that you don't need to see the leap year indicator all the time, so you may as well hide it on the case back. We have this incredible fluid form, these arcing lugs, this curved case back, these sculpted hollows, and then the bezel itself, which is concave all the way around. You can see it actually flows or expands at 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock, almost like metal drawn out while molten and then flash frozen. Push down crown, 30-meter water resistance, so dress, watch, water resistance. You are okay if you get caught in the rain or you splash it while washing your hands, but I wouldn't swim with it. We have rose gold indices and leaf-style hands at center to match. Now the dial is smoked salmon, so we have a vertically brushed metallic base, and then lacquer is applied to create the fumé or smoked fade from center to the edge. We have alpha hands for the small seconds and the power reserve indicator with 2 barrels. This manual winding HMC 800 movement has 7 days chronometric power reserve, though it will run for almost 9 before it stops. You want to wind it once a week to keep it in its best torque band, so that the 2 mainsprings can maintain isochronous or consistent time. But again, if you let it go to exhaustion, it will run for almost 9 days. Now we've got a system that allows us to set the calendar in both directions, and you can actually do this safely at any time of the day. There's no danger zone for this calendar. We'll move the hands out of the way a little bit more so you can see that the way Andreas Streller, who's a master of cloaking complexity, the way he designed this system for Moser is that we have a gigantic date, we have a very small month, but we have 12 hours corresponding to 12 months. So this little index pointed at 3 o'clock means it's the 3rd month, so it's March, and that's the 8th, and that's how that works. And you can adjust it in both directions. So if for whatever reason you need to go backwards to get to the correct time, you can do so. Now if you take a look, there are actually 2 different discs for this date system, and in order to have a huge date, these 2 superimposed discs, and that's the lip of their overlap right there, these 2 huge discs carry 2 halves of the calendar. If it were just one gigantic ring with numerals this size, the watch would probably be that big. So the solution was to have these split discs that overlap, and that's how this works. Now the watch also has an unusual hacking seconds function. So Streller reasoned this is a very accurate watch. You're probably going to want to set it to the second, but if you pull the crown out out to set the calendar, you don't accidentally want to pull it all the way out, stop the seconds, and desynchronize your watch. So the first pull stops you in the calendar setting position. The second pull, which has to be applied separately, brings the movement to a halt and hacks the second. Deeply impressive stuff. Taking a look at the dial close range, you can see Moser's logo is ghosted with a clear lacquer because Moser reasons that, well, their design language is so strong they don't need to advertise the brand, and I sort of agree. It doesn't say Swiss made either, because Swiss made is a 60% value standard. Moser boasts that 95 to 100% of its watch is made in Switzerland, with the primary assembly being their German-speaking Schaffhausen, Switzerland base. So rather than lump themselves in with the scrum of lower standard Swiss made dials, they simply don't put it. Again, they feel that people know them well enough to understand this is a higher standard. Taking a look at the reverse side now, you can see the movement. A little nod to pocket watches, actually two. First, although the bridges are split for easier maintenance, they are designed to read as a 3/4 plate, like on a 19th century or early 20th century H. Moser Cie pocket watch. And then we've got golden chaton cups holding the pivot jewels, the two barrel arbors, and then all the way down to the escape, and you can see right there with the fourth wheel. And so each one of these jewels is set in a golden chaton cup, which is then placed into the bridger place and fixed with screws. And that's because in antiquity, it was very difficult to press a jewel directly into a bridger plate. So a precision gold cup would be created, and then that would be seated in the bridger plate and held in place using screws. A couple of things to note. Yes, we do have a 2.5 hertz beat rate, so 5 beats per second, like a pocket watch. We have overcoil. Well, actually, this is not an overcoil. This is a double hairspring. This is more interesting than an overcoil. But what is in common between this and the overcoils on Moser watches is that they are all made by Moser. Through its precision engineering subsidiary, it makes the hairspring, the balance, and the escapement. So why do we have two hairsprings? Well, they're identical, and then they're moved 180 degrees apart, and then free sprung for durability against shock. So by having them equal and opposite geometry, but the orientation means when one would cause the balance to speed up, the other will, by an equal and opposite margin due to gravity and its opposite orientation, slow it down. And so in any position, it automatically achieves the gravity-canceling effect of a tourbillon in a pocket watch. And this works in a wristwatch format, whereas a tourbillon does not always. The escapement is also made by Moser, and though you can't easily see it, it's made of 14-karat mechanical-grade gold. And the idea is that with that type of gold used in the escapement, lubrication can be reduced to almost nothing. And the entire assortment, the escapement, the balance, the bridge, it lifts right out. So a pre-serviced unit can go in when the watch goes back for service. And Moser has regional service in Asia, the Americas, and Europe, speeding up the part of the process that takes the most time, which is lubricating and regulating this subassembly. So there is a lot going on. The movement's over 30 millimeters in diameter, so it fully fills this case back. And you can see that the balance, we'll actually take a better look at it, it's free sprung for two reasons. One, it makes it more shock resistant, as concussions or shock to the watch can't change the timing, but also by using the timing screws on the rim, a Moser watchmaker can adjust this much more precisely than if it were a simple mobile stud index. And again, being free sprung with a dual anchored balance bridge, it's also more shock tolerant. This is the kind of movement that would also do business in Moser sports watches. Now we've got polished screw heads, double crested Moser stripes on the bridges, snailing on the edge of the bridges. You can see that all the screw heads are polished, the wheels are satinated, and that the bridge itself, for the balance, features satin on its top and beveling on its edge. And we do have beveling on the edge of all the bridges, mostly mechanical in its application, but to a standard that would be what you'd find at the likes of a Zenith, a Jaeger LeCoultre, or an Audemars Piguet. So it is quite good and worthy of a display case back. There's simply a lot to love here. And if you love it, reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details of this incredible H. Moser & Cie Endeavour Perpetual Calendar Smoked Salmon.